What's up, everybody? Jake Mintz, Jordan Shusterman, and the big donkey, Stephen Schoch, in Omaha, Nebraska, for the World Series.
Oh,
of college baseball.
that's what's here.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. What we're going to do in this video is preview all 8 teams. This is for the folks who haven't necessarily watched that much college baseball this year, but we're going to catch you up super duper quickly.
All your entertainment relies on one cram session like that biology class that, you didn't do any of the homework, but you can opt in to have your final grade be the final test. That's what this is right now.
Take it from elite college student Stephen Schoch.
I have a master's degree.
We begin with the Texas A&M Aggies, led by head coach Jim Schlossnagle, who came over from TCU. This is first year with the Aggies, and hey, they're already in Omaha. Here's what you got to know about Texas A&M. They grind at bats. They played a 4.5-hour, 9-inning game just because they were taking so many pitches and fouling so many pitches off. But the good news about this team is that they're undefeated in the postseason. They've got an excellent bullpen. They got an awesome hitter named Dylan Rock, who looks like somebody named Dylan Rock and can hit the ball very far.
The next team we're going to talk about is Oklahoma. The Sooners are here. They're probably the hottest team in the field, both in terms of looks and in terms of their record. Had an average start to the season, but then caught absolute fire down the second half. Won the Big 12 tournament, won their regional, won their super regional. Now they're here in Omaha. Their best player is a guy named Peyton Graham. Skinny, tall, 6'4", shortstop, steals bases, hits home runs, steals home runs, hits bases.
Wow, that's a lot of baseball things for one player to do.
Many terms.
Most interesting pitcher, in our opinion, a guy named Cade Horton, who's a quarterback, big quarterback prospect, got Tommy Johnson, came back halfway through the season and was absolutely dominant down the stretch. Stephen Schoch, what can you tell me about the Oklahoma Sooners?
So this is an interesting little tidbit that I just learned, but back in 2020, one of my first games with the University of Virginia, I went to Virginia, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
Wow, I heard about that.
Cool.
Yeah, I gave up a pretty long home run to
Tyler Hardman.
and there's a picture of it in their locker room. So I got that going for me.
All right, our next up is not Tennessee. Yes, that's because Tennessee lost
Mic drop.
to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's here in Omaha. They pulled off the upset of the season in Knoxville in the Super Regional. This team is very old. This team is very experienced. They wear gold helmets. They play great defense. They have a lot of old experienced pitchers led by John Michael Bertrand, a 24-year-old left-hander who's thrown over 100 innings this season for the Fighting Irish. On offense, they've got a bunch of dudes like Jack Brannigan, Jack Ziska, Jack. I don't think they're all named Jack, but it sort of feels that
And
way.
Coke.
And what? Oh, Jack and Coke. Yes. Exactly.
Stephen's favorite player.
Word association.
My favorite thing about this team, their pitching coach, Chuck Ristano, was the pitching coach when Trey Mancini was at Notre Dame, and he threw to Trey Mancini in the home run derby last season. Thoughts about Notre Dame?
Jared Miller, and who's the other kid who hit a home run off me? Everyone here has hit a home run off me.
Zach Krasner.
Yeah, Zach Krasner. I hope to see them hit home runs here. That way I can feel better about it, okay? The next school we're going to tell you about is Texas, which is located in, believe it or not, Texas. They have a beautiful burnt orange color. I like it. I think it's cool. Steve, how's their pitching? Their pitching? It's good. They got Pete Hansen. They got Tristan Stevens. Steve, what about hitting-wise? What can they do there? Trey Faltini's gross. And there's also this guy, you may have heard about him. His name's Ivan Melendez. Not Russian, Hispanic Titanic, word association, that rhymes. He has 32 jacks on the season, the most in the BB Core era. And yeah, pretty good ball club. What do you guys think about them?
He's the likely winner of the Golden Spikes Award and the only player in college baseball named after a failed ship.
Yeah, which...
Hey, it's working out for him. I can't tell him he's doing anything wrong. I love the nickname. I love the player. And yeah, Texas, they're pretty good. They're here for the 38th time.
That's a lot of times.
Not a novelty for them to be making the trip here to Omaha. Our next team is the Razorbacks. Arkansas went into Chapel Hill and won the Super Regional over North Carolina, and now they're here back in Omaha, where this team is looking to avenge their season last year, where they were basically last year's Tennessee. Last year, they were the best team in the country. They didn't even get here. What do you need to know about Arkansas? Caden Wallace, their third baseman, is spectacular. Jalen Battles, their shortstop, also spectacular. Fantastic left side of the infield. Robert Moore, you've heard of him, son of Dayton. He's also very good in the infield. And then on the mound, Brady Tigert is the reliever to watch. When this guy comes in the game, it might just be over.
Arkansas is an interesting team. They have the pitcher Connor Nolan, who I really like, because his whole game plan is, hey, hit a rocket, make sure it hits me, pick it up, throw you out at first. I like that.
It's a hell of a
It's
plan.
a winning strategy. And what are the fans? They do that thing.
Woo,
WPS, right? Sounds just like that. Good Arkansas accent.
The team coming from furthest away here to the College World Series is the University of Stanford. Stanford University?
Stanford University.
Stanford University. I'm not smart. I didn't get in there. This team can absolutely ball out. They play in a conference called the Paccaroni and 12. What do you got to know about Stanford? Super fun position player group. They've got Drew Bowser, who has 12 home runs in his last 10 games, 10 home runs in his last 12 games. Who knows? A lot of home runs, not that many games. Brady Montgomery is their right fielder. Really interesting two-way prospect moving forward. Could and probably will be a big pro guy. But our favorite player, Brock Jones, party like a Brock star. Dude played football. He's got a full tattoo sleeve, dyed blonde hair.
Mustache.
You can't help but notice him. Mustache.
You will know which one Brock Jones is.
A lot of the players here look like big children, and he looks like an adult.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They got big brains, and that's so they can understand what the hell the mascot is, because I still don't know. You know, is it the tree? Is it
a bird?
Bird. Just one bird, though, not two.
Stanford was here last year, got walked off by Vanderbilt, and they're looking to have a much happier ending here at the College World Series in 2022.
That's the other thing you should know about Stanford. They were the only team who traveled here in suits, which tells you a lot about their future as businessmen on a business trip.
Business.
Next up, we've got Young Miss. Steven, tell me about them.
Young Miss. So what you might not notice about Young Miss is some of it's old, like Tim Elko. Tim Elko's been there a while. He had one ACL last year and a lot more home runs. This year, two ACLs, both of them. More home runs.
Even more home runs.
Which makes me think, find a place to put a third ACL. More
Game over.
home runs. Take an ACL, put it in your elbow. I don't know anatomy.
This Ole Miss team was number one in the country earlier on in the season before Tennessee took over. Their pitching is led by John Gaddis, Hunter Elliott, and Dylan DeLucia, our good friend Dylan,
Beast.
who earlier this season made fun of Tennessee. And look who's here, and look who isn't here.
Look who's
so we love
laughing
Dylan DeLucia.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Ole Miss was the last team to make it into the field. People were like, how did they get in? That's not fair. And then they were like, playing with house money. They wear the powder blues.
Ooh, we love those.
Yeah.
Love those unis.
Those are good unis.
That's Ole Miss.
Next up is the Auburn Tigers. And you might be wondering, Auburn Tigers, War Eagle, what's their mascot? The Tiger. But what do you need to know about them? They got Blake Burkhalter.
Burkhalter,
isn't that
you got it.
Who, if they have a lead in like the fourth inning beyond, he's gonna make sure they win. He's got 15 saves on the year, and of course they got Sonny D, the dude who was born to mash baseballs, mash hot dogs. I've heard great things about him. Before the Southern Conference tournament last year, I heard he ate 4 hot dogs before his game, and that's not even a fib. That's a true fact.
Not even a fib. The only person that I've seen here so far that I looked at them and I was like, that guy's bigger than Stephen Schoch. Sonny DeShara, he's their best hitter.
So good. He's not just their best hitter. He has arguably been the best hitter in the country this season, right next to Ivan Melendez.
That's your super brief overview of each team here in Omaha. Who you got?
Who do I got? I'm going with Ole Miss or Oklahoma.
Nope, pick one. Please pick
Ole Miss.
one. Thank you. Stanford.
Oklahoma.
Ole
Pick
Miss,
Stanford.
Stanford, Notre Dame. Just because I like cold weather.
Sorry, Oklahoma.
I hope this was at least entertaining or informative, maybe both. Steven, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
We've had our laughs. We've had our smiles. We've cried. Shit, we've done it all. But damn it, I hope we learned.